Hello, everybody. It's me, Becca, again. Um, Sorry I had so much problems with, oh shit, about to burn the house down. Sorry I had so much problems with the last, video. It's just I've been having all kinds of issues with my electronics and not wanting to record or behave and one thing or another. Anyway, I wanted to continue with, my thoughts from the last four videos about I'm glad people are walking away about now what do we do? And I was watching the Boogeyman channel the other today, and also gosh, who was it? Wonderful, You Are Free, and You Are Free TV channel. And people are asking, what do we do now? What do we do now? I've been doing a lot of research for a long time and figured out a lot of the things that are going on, and you know we have to. We're running low on time, like I've said before, and again, bear with me. I'm not a good communicator, but we have to join together. Basically, we have to get together and we have to do something. And I don't think there's anything that we can do. We can't fight anybody. Fighting's the wrong way to go. Um, Protesting's not the way to go. They want us to riot. Um, Basically, I want people to understand that this is more, way more, what's going on, way, way, way more than anything about elections and right versus left and black versus white and all that BS. This is a good versus evil kind of, and this is sort of like in-game stuff. In-game stuff, yeah. We're coming to a point where it's going to be too late soon. And I feel like I was mentioning before about the Q phenomenon, which I think is great because it's woken people up. And that's all well and good. But it also kind of makes me feel like, it's just keeping us in a holding pattern. We know now that the world is run by an elite group of people that have always run it and that worship the devil and may not be exactly human. And I know that sounds crazy, but those are facts. And we also, if you don't know about Agenda 21 or Agenda 2030, they call it now, or Sustainable Development, they also call it, you need to get yourself aware. Look it up. It came from the 1991, I think it was, climate summit in Rio. And Mrs. Clinton, by the way, had her name all over that. Rich people got together and decided the best way to make us pay for our own demise, basically. Um, Basically, what it is the plan is, and you can look it up, but the plan is to um, exterminate a lot of us and put the rest of us and stack them and pack them along rail lines and keep all the country for themselves and in the name of global warming, in the name of saving the planet. And you can look it up, and the fact is they've been passively trying to kill us for a while. You also need to look up the Alimentarium Codex, okay? Or go to stopthecrime.net or go to listen to Alana, gosh, what's her name? Alana Freeman. She knows a lot about it. Anyway, they're actively implementing these programs now. They want us in smart cities. Tons of there's just going to be tons and tons of surveillance. And once 5G's out, they'll have that control grid down, uh, like they don't already. Um, AI is already out. Strong AI is out and on the internet and all over the place. Um, we're building a blockchain, which is exactly what it needs to, you know, to, to be Skynet. Didn't anybody watch fucking Terminator? I don't know. Anyway, uh, the thing about it is, and I talked about before, we have been so dumbed down and we've been lied to. And the Alimentarium Codex talks about killing us with our food, and that's what the GMO does, and that's why our FDA lets bovine growth hormone still in things, and that's why Roundup is still everywhere, and all those evil things we got from Monsanto and Bayer things. Um, you know, they that's a small part of it. The vaccination program is a big part of it. And there's so many more things that they're actively doing with the chemical, with the shit they spray, the nanoparticulates that their plays. I'm not even going to go into a lot of detail because I'll sound like a crazy person, but um, we're already all infected with, you know. But anyway, suffice it to say, this is a real thing. I mean, if you look up Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma. It's like the main book of the Freemasons, and read that fucker. It'll tell you blow by blow exactly their plans for how to do World War One, World War Two, World War Three, you know, and then how to get their world government. And they've used it like a playbook. And this was written way back before any of that. You know, these folks are responsible for all the wars. They fund both sides. They make a fortune off them, you know, and you know, human beings, if we had been left alone, we would never do that shit. We would never ever do these atrocities. We would never kill each other. We would never. Well, of course we'd kill each other, but we would never, you know, do these things that these horrors that have happened, these atrocities that have, you know, man, God, the things that have happened, the wars. They're responsible for all of them. Even the psyops, like even Jim Jones and things like that. Of course, we know about 9/11, and you know, it's I'm too I'm sick of it, and I don't consent to any of it anymore. And you know, our silence is really consent, and we've been way too silent. We dropped the ball ever since you know we've dropped the ball, and we let them get away with it. You know, with everything they want, and I'm over it. It's time for that to stop. And the only way I think that we're going to be able to do anything about it is if we really do join together and do something. And I don't think marching on Washington is going to work. I think that we need to all join together and like take a day and don't use the internet. Take a day and don't use our smartphones. Take a day and don't go to work. Stop paying our taxes. I think that really what I'd like to do is move into the country somewhere and get off the grid, start growing my own food with a group of like-minded individuals, survival group. In other words, there's things coming in the skies. There's things in the skies now that people are not going to understand, and their what does it say in the Bible? Their men's hearts will fail them for the things that they see that they're about to be seeing, and I don't want to go all religious on you, but we are in, I believe, the end days. Um, you know, I watch uh, a lot of Naughty Beaver and WSO and Jeff P and the Boogeyman channel, of course, and I think it's is it the Namuru News or something? The one with the physicist Claudia Albers and well, I watched last night. This morning the moon was in the totally wrong place, the place it's supposed to be at midnight, and it just didn't come up at all tonight. And I've been watching it do things that it shouldn't do unless we were in the southern hemisphere for months. I've been watching the sunset change places and lights in the sky in the east at sunset and in the middle of the night. Something's wrong, way wrong. Look at all the earthquakes. Look at all the receding oceans, and we don't hear a word about it in our media, do we? We don't hear a damn word about it, and that's pretty scary because you know that's what the news is supposed to be for. That's what the media used to be about. The media, free and honest media, is necessary for a democracy or a democratic. Gosh, man, a democratic company, a democratic civilization to work. We gotta have informed citizenry, and that means a free and unbiased media, and we haven't had that for a long time. In fact, you know, you should just throw your TV out the window, um, and your radio for that matter. If you listen to anything, you know, man, these fuckers are so evil, and they're so good at being evil, and they understand our brains so well. They've been using social engineering for so long, and we are lost, man. Our education system has been so bad for so long that, man, it's really scary. I don't know if anybody of y'all have watched those Mark Dice videos where he goes out on the beach and asks, you know, college people questions. They don't even know who the vice president is or why we fought the Civil War or what July 4th is for or anything. You know, it's frightening. And these are college, edu- you know, high school graduates and college, you know, college students. That's freaking scary, man. Um, and yeah, I know people call us crazy. They call us tinfoil hatters. They've been calling me that for a long time. I don't care anymore. Um, I also understand that people really deep inside know there's something wrong and they're afraid, and that's a big part of why they can't, they can't handle they can't handle it. They just so they put their heads in the sand. So that's why the rest of us have to, grow a sack and do something. And I don't know. I wish there was a better way that we could be in contact. YouTube is all we have left, pretty much. I've been Twitter banned for before I could make one comment. They banned me off Twitter. The point I was trying to make though about the them wanting to kill us all, I think that President Trump really has been, well, he has been trying to take out or drain the swamp and take out a lot of the pedophilia and a lot of the criminal things. And that was a brilliant idea, that emergency executive order he put out to freeze the assets of anybody convicted of human rights violations and trafficking and such. But I just don't see anybody's here's assets being frozen. Not any of the big ones. I mean, I understand that they opened a seal indictment on Biden, but it's only about some freaking financial misdealings. It's not about him being creepy Joe and molesting kids on C-SPAN. Sick motherfucker. I'd like to see him in Guantanamo. I hate to say it, but I'd like to see him all dead. But I'm that's God's place, not mine. But I would like to see them in jail. But that's not gonna probably happen unless I don't know how that can happen. First of all, people need to wake up sooner rather than later. I understand supposedly Q says the plan is they're trying to fix the corrupt, um, fix the corrupt judicial system before they can try them, or military tribunals. I imagine a whole lot of the military is deeply, deeply in on it. I know the whole lot of the military is deeply, deeply in on some other, or a lot of other evil, nefarious shit that goes on. The fact is, too many kids are being molested, and too many people are being MK Ultra, and too many men are being made into soldiers, and too many people are suffering and have been for a long time by these evil fucks. And I'm over it. I don't want one more baby to get sacrificed. I don't want one more man, woman, or child to be sacrificed or tortured for their adrenochrome. I don't want any more wars. And Syria, the amount of organ trafficking that goes on there in Afghanistan. Oh my God, the pedophilia. Jeez. Everybody needs to wake up and understand this stuff is real, and it's easy to find the truth of it all. I mean, oh my God, there's big corporations, and that's all they do. Most charity corporations, that's what they're about, like the Red Cross and anything that's about children, about helping children. You better trust and believe that's helping children to get into child trafficking. Um, Even the CPS programs, everything's corrupt. It's just like in England, only worse. This is worldwide, man. And you know what? Most of us human beings, we love our children. We would never think about fucking a child or a baby, for crying out loud, or raping children. No one would. That wouldn't cross our minds. That would never cross our minds. That shit shouldn't exist in our world, and this is our world. So it's time for us to change it. It's time for us to do something about it, more than just talking about it. And the only way, well, we have to do it in a nonviolent way. We have to do it we have to do it en masse. We have to do it. Everyone has to do it. And I think the best way would be non-compliance. Non-compliance. Don't go to work anymore. Don't pay taxes anymore. Don't send your kids to school anymore. Certainly don't let your kids get vaccinated. God, here in Texas, we have a great opt-out program. It's not hard to do, but I understand in California it's mandatory now. Isn't that great in that lovely liberal state? um, oh man, it's really scary, and we're running out of time. I really think that we are. I think that they know exactly what's coming. I think that we're due for some serious planetary changes. I don't think that the sun is even lighting up normally now, and I know there are sun simulators in the sky, and I know that my garden is fucked. I know that there's plants that I've never seen before, and the boogeyman showed them animal that I've never seen before. The boogeyman channel, that was trippy. I feel the veil is changing. Um, I don't know how much of the Bible that we can believe and how much has been messed with. I know that the truth is in there with the lies because they have to do it that way. Um, I don't know shit, you know? I'm guessing. I've done 10 years plus of research and I know a lot of stuff. We all need to read the Iron Mountain documents. We need to read the Owning the Weather in 25 and 20 in 2025. And so Navy document. We need to read the NASA war documents. We need to read the the patents and the MK Ultra paperwork. We need to read the patents on the sun simulators. Why the hell would we need a sun simulator now, huh? And not only that, from that sun simulator, we also need to read about the fact that they have free energy. They've had it for a long time. The Rothschilds, who own all the electric companies here, they're not using natural gas or gas powered or nuclear power. They're getting their power free from up there, you know. And speaking of space weather and space, let's talk about. Let me go back to Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and their plan that the Georgia Guidestones talk about killing 90% of the population. Well, you know, in America they've been working on the slow kill. You know, vaccinate us and give us 50 years of heavy duty medication, hospitalizations, and all that shit, so they can make a fortune off us, big pharma and such, and then kill us slowly. Yeah, well that's been the plan. Fluoride has dumb us down. Of course, our schools dumb us down, but keep us busy with Kim Kardashian's ass and football games and trying to bust our asses just to feed our kids. We're not supposed to. That's not supposed to be like that. But back to Agenda 21. Now they're going ahead and going for the fast kill, and they're going ahead and going for the fast clear out. In California, they're using those DEW weapons, direct energy weapons. It's a fact. Go to A Plain Truth channel and look at that, or stopthecrimeagain.net or Alana Friedman. You can see that they're starting those fires, and not just in California, in Greece and all over the world. They're burning places, and you can see they're not freaking forest fires. Forest fire burns in a line, and everything's black behind it, and everything burns. These things burn just the houses and leave the trees, and they leave white soot, not black soot, and they burn rubber and glass, and they melt them, they disappear them. That takes over 3,000 fucking degrees. These are not fires, natural fires by any shape of the imagination. Look at Harvey. Look at Katrina. Okay, all of my life, hurricanes, when they got over land, they dissipate. They stop. There's no power for them. But Hurricane Harvey here in Texas got over land, stopped, dumped a bunch of water with the WACs, giving it more. That's wet surface air coolers they have everywhere. Then it went back out came back in, went back out, got more. Come the fuck on. And man, the shit that went down in Houston during that time. And FEMA. Oh man, don't get on the FEMA shit. Don't get on the FEMA. Man, FEMA's evil. FEMA needs to be. We need to change our government. We need to take all money and all lobbying out. We need to set strong term limits. We need to. Oh man, we need to make special interests. Make it illegal for our lawmakers to talk to special interest people. We need to. Man, we need to be up their asses with microscopes. We need to freaking pay attention and take responsibility for our country because we've lost it already. We lost it. We lost it. We lost it after Jekyll Island. We lost it then. We became a corporation. We're not a republic. We haven't been in a long time. We really don't have constitutional rights, really, anymore. We're under maritime law. Look this shit up. You'll see it's true. I don't consent to that shit. A lot of this stuff was done to us without our knowledge and consent. Part of that is our fault, though, because, we've been lazy. We've been lazy, fat, and lazy, and, lazy. I know I wasted a lot of time partying, and I was partying, though, because I did a lot of drugs and alcohol because I was masking pain. I've always felt like something was wrong. I just didn't know what. Of course, I had some trauma, but, I wasted a lot of time. I also wasted a lot of time protesting. Oh, anti-war. You know how many people were with us in LA and all over the world that protested before they walked into Iraq? Man, they don't give a shit if we protest. Let's put it that way. They're going to do what they're going to do if we continue to let them. We need to be sanity. We need to be humanity, sanity, humanity, and take their evil reptilian fingers off the fucking buttons and put them on the little island where they can't hurt anybody. And take, and share the technology, because we have technology available to us now that's for free energy, for free, for no medications needed to cure diseases. Um, we need to get rid of all the GMOs. We need to clean up our Mother Earth. Um, we're in the judgment days right now. And the reason is that bad people are allowed to do the shit that they do is because good people let them. That's a fact. And I understand that a lot of people don't know about these things. And I probably sound like a nutcase. I don't give a shit. The things that I'm saying are true and easily verifiable. Um, oh man, I hope that I know that if we got together, I believe, and I know, I've learned this too, that our reality isn't what we thought it was. Nothing's what we thought it was, really. Um, every single thing that we've ever learned since we've been here is pretty much not true. Um, brilliant, brilliant. These fuckers are brilliant, man. Brilliant. Hundreds of years of planning have gone into this, and this is like the end game for them in time. It's their last chance to do it, and they're running scared because of whatever's going on in our government, the civil war that's really going on between the deep state and supposedly the good guys. And they when there's a cornered animal is most dangerous. And oh yeah, about Agenda 21, they've been actively, going ahead and killing us with weather weapons and some of these. I know a lot of the earthquakes and the earth changes, they're not caused by global warming. They're caused by whatever was going on out in our. I think we have a second sun. I think there is a black sun that comes around. I'm not sure. I don't know what's happening, but I know that there's a bunch of fake shit in the sky, and there's a bunch of technology in the sky that shit, if we could see it, it's masking itself. I know that relativity is bullshit. That this universe is not based on gravity. Did not form the solar system. Gravity is just a part of electromagnetic fields. Is just everything is electromagnetic. So, Tesla was right, and they have technology that they've gotten from probably whoever the aliens, the fallen angels, whatever you want to call them, and they're using it and they're cloaking it in our skies all the time. There's stories about back in the Black Plague how there's a lot of stories. There's a lot of writings, mostly from priests, of course, who said that before a village would come down with the plague, there would be a strange green mist floating through. You know, I believe that these cullings are regular, um, and they've happened time and time again. And I don't, I think, the whole Nibiru thing might just be another psyop, to make us think that, or whatever. They're playing. They're either pushing God's time ahead of God in terms of the end days. They're making this shit happen early, and nothing's supposed to happen early. It's supposed to be in God's time. Um, I know Naughty Beaver with his prophecy. You know, I think that we are strong, that human beings that are okay. I think that we are manifestations of God's consciousness, and that God's consciousness is what the universe is and makes the universe and all the dimensions. And I think that we as human beings have spark of God in us, have God in us, and whether or not our bodies were made or how they were made, you know, our souls come from source, come from the Father, and in that way, our consciousness shapes our reality. So that's one of the reasons why the bad guys always like to keep us scared. Not only that, they feed off of bad energy, fear and pain and anger and hate. That's why they love adrenochrome so much. But they feed off of it, and if they have us scared and believing all these horrible things, then that's what we're going to manifest. So if enough of us get together and just decide to say fuck that shit no more, I don't consent to any of it, and I don't consent to consents made by trickery, and I don't consent to their evil common, countries. What do they call it? What do you call it? I sold my sold to the company store. Yeah, company store system they got going on, and I don't consent to any of this shit. I don't consent, and silent consent is a big deal for him. They have to have consent somehow. But I think if enough of us got together and just refused and decided to, hey, we want to live in peace. We want to love each other. We don't want to play this fucking game any fucking more. We want you all to leave or go away or whatever. But y'all aren't welcome here. They say they were here first. I don't give a shit. This is ours. This is ours, not theirs. If they, wouldn't eat us and rape us and get us to be evil and fuck our whole world up, then maybe we could share. But that's not the way they act. If you read the Gnostic Gospels, if you read the story of Sophia about Yaldabaoth, and so many things lead me to believe that a fake God or the Anunnaki or whoever, God wouldn't. That's another thing. I really like Global Witness because he helps explain a lot of things that don't make sense to me in the Bible. Because I feel the love of Jesus Christ. I feel the love of God. I feel the love of my Mother Earth. I feel so much love all the time. I love my children. I love everybody. I love each and every one of you all. I even feel sorry and love those bad guys, and I feel sorry for them because it must be the most horrible fucking feeling, pardon my language, to never to have shut yourself off and to never be able to have contact with God again. God, how awful must that be? That's really sad. That's really sad. And they're trying to perpetrate it on all of us too. And they have. Their frequencies keep us from being able to reach us. They're calcifying our pituitaries with fluoride and everything. Keeps us hard to have our contact with our Father, and we need that. We need it so bad. And we need each other. And we need to do something soon. I don't want any more children to be hurt. And look, people, wake up. All you normies, freaking wake up. All you people on the left, wake up. The Clintons are part of the evilest ones of all of them. And you guys are still bitching about her not winning and just hating Trump so much when he's done a lot of good things so far. I just don't like this whole thing with Israel, because Israel's Netanyahu's probably the Pintar, not Rothschild, Pindar, whatever they call him, one of the head guys, one of the head evil fucks. But anyway, man, now they're having, apartheid again in South Africa. Only it's the other way around in genocide, and now they're having that same thing. It never ends. I mean, in Palestine, but it's coming here. Americans, you fat, lazy, chicken shit assholes, need to pull your heads out of the sand, because something is coming to get you and your children. And people need to get away from the coastlines. I'm sorry, but you do. I want to say thank you to YouTubers. I want to thank Richie from Boston. I want to thank Boogeyman and Steve at WSO and Dr. Albers and gosh, so many. You Are Free TV. I love her, man. I got a crush on her, and I'm straight. She's great, and there's so many more. I know I'm forgetting people that I really love also. And they're not showing up on my feeds anymore, and they're not. I'm not being notified anymore, and I'm only making these videos because nobody will listen to me around here, especially my kids, and I want to have a record of the things that I want them to know. And everybody, I think you should prepare and make some plans. I wish we could all have a commune together somewhere. I really believe that if enough of us kept joy in our hearts and love in our hearts and just refuse to consent and just start raising hell and stay offline, stay with real people, more people, because AI is entraining us. So you better trust and believe. If you're online a lot, you're losing touch and you're being entrained by AIs, because that's happening, and that's part of the plan to merge us with robots or whatever. That's not going to happen, but that's one of their plans too. Yeah. Anyway, so it's good that we humans spend a lot of time interacting with each other. Take your kids out of school if you can. If not, monitor the hell out of that school. Pardon me. Monitor the hell, excuse me one sec. Monitor that school and be very active in it and make sure they're not teaching Common Core and watch what they're teaching your kids. Because frankly, they're not even teaching mathematics anymore, and that really scares me. I didn't think you could change math. What they're teaching in elementary school is not mathematics. It's not multiplication, division, and you know subtraction and addition. I don't know what the hell it is. Pardon me, got a tickle. Anyway, prepare some water and stuff and get off the coastlines, and let's get together somehow. Leave me a message, people. I love you all. Peace out. I'll talk to you again soon. God bless you. And talk to Jesus. He's there. Or whoever. Talk to God. He's there. The source, your Mother Earth. Love, love. And let's take our country back and let's take our world back. God bless you all. God bless us all.